Welcome everyone to the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. I'm your host, Alex Boylan. Over the next half hour, we're gonna travel around this iconic campus, meeting real students and hearing their stories. There are so many reasons each of the students set their sights on this number 15th ranked public university. With more than 30,000 undergraduate students, this is a big school located in a college town that consistently ranks in the top 10. Big means lots of academic and social experiences to meet all your interests and needs. But there's still a very tight sense of community here. The U of I is known for being really welcoming and diverse, and there's a focus on embracing every type of student and seeing the potential in them. In fact, the university's tagline is the power of I. They understand that each individual student arrives on campus with all kinds of power inside them, power to succeed and to change the world. And the U of I is committed to helping each student unleash that power so they can reach their full potential. You can definitely see that's a reality in the students you're about to meet. Again, welcome to the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. This is the College Tour. Okay, everyone, I can't wait for you to meet these students. We're gonna head over to the Bruce D. Nesbitt African American Cultural Center to hear from Kennedy, who's a sophomore on a pre-med track in the College of Applied Health Sciences. She's so impressive in so many ways, including her level of involvement on campus. There are well over 1,000 student groups here, everything from academic and athletic to cultural and just plain social. And if you don't see what you're looking for, you're empowered to start your own official group. As you'll hear from Kennedy, that's exactly what she did. Kennedy, please take it away.
Hi everyone. As a first-generation college student, I didn't really know what to expect when my family moved me to campus my freshman year. One of the best things about my first week on campus was Quad Day. Quad Day is where hundreds of registered student organizations set up tables across the main quad to invite people to join. There's really something for everyone, from ultimate frisbee to volunteer opportunities to creative writing. Seeing all of the possibilities inspired me to start an organization that I saw a need for on campus, a pre-med mentoring organization. Many people assume that pre-med students personally know a doctor or have doctors in their family. For a lot of people, including myself, this isn't the case. I was telling a friend this as we were leaving Quad Day, and he said that I should start an organization. So I did. Months later, my small idea turned into an official registered student organization called Mentors in Medicine. We help pre-med students get exposure to medicine through research, volunteering, and mentoring. Some of the other organizations I've been involved in have had a huge impact on my college experience. My freshman year, I quickly got involved with two of the cultural houses on campus, the Bruce D. Nesbitt African American Cultural Center, or the BNAC, and La Casa Cultural Latina. One of my favorite memories is the annual Black and Latina Women Summit. The summit consists of different sessions surrounding wellness, academic success, and preparing for our future careers. This was an incredible experience because I was able to connect with different students and faculty and talk about critical issues and how to be allies for one another. I grew up in a neighborhood in Chicago where most of my peers don't even consider college as an option, and I want to do whatever I can to help change those perceptions. As a student here, I advocate for increased college enrollment and retention as an ambassador for the Office of Minority Student Affairs. I am also a resident advisor with University Housing. I love being a resident advisor because I am able to guide students in their transition to Illinois by really connecting with them and being a resource. The residents on my floor are all friends, and it's a really welcoming community. It has meant everything to me to be able to help other first-year, first-generation, and historically underrepresented students. After I graduate, I plan on attending medical school and becoming a family medicine physician. I want to serve underrepresented minority populations in Chicago to eliminate healthcare disparities and ultimately improve the healthcare field. The University of Illinois has prepared me academically with the rigorous science courses and interdisciplinary curriculum, and socially with the culturally diverse organizations that I'm a part of. Well, that's just a small piece of my story here at U of I. Thank you for having me share it. Back to you, Alex.
Thanks for sharing your story, Kennedy. It's really inspiring because it's never just about you. You're always looking for ways to include and help others, which is what involvement and inclusion are all about here on campus. Thanks for sharing. Bye, Kennedy. This next student you're about to meet, Mihir, over at the Electrical and Computer Engineering building, is an electrical engineering major from India. One of the cool things he's doing as a freshman here is working in a research lab with a prominent professor. Wait until you hear what they're working on. The U of I is a world-renowned research institution. In fact, they are #1 in the country in university research funding from the National Science Foundation. And they have more than 150 labs, centers, and institutes on campus devoted to research. And as an undergraduate student, you can get involved in that research enterprise right away, no matter what your major is. Mihir, you are on.
Thanks, Alex. Hi, everybody. My entire life, I've been building things. As a kid growing up in India, I used to rummage through e-waste in scrap yards just to find enough parts for my next project. I learned how to weld from a guy who sits in a shack on the side of the road. Electricians in my neighborhood taught me everything I know about electricity. My projects as a kid started off as small flashlights, but slowly somehow turned into 3D printers and CNC machines in middle school. But all this time, I never thought it was anything more than just a hobby. When the pandemic struck, I figured I could do something slightly more useful with my 3D printer, like making PPE. My dad shared with me an article about Illinois professors making an open source face shield design. I used these designs, plans, and instructions 7,500 miles away in India to set up my own Illinois production line. We worked day and night and made 1,000 face shields. After the lockdown was over, I moved on to my biggest project yet, the Terminator Turbo. The Terminator Turbo is a robot that can disinfect entire rooms, and one single tweet about the Terminator Turbo changed my life completely. Illinois ECE professor Love Varshni picked up that tweet and has now become my mentor. He's changed the way I think about my education, the way I think about my future, and he's changed the way I think about myself. Professor Varshni has introduced me to more amazing faculty like Professor Arijit Banerjee, who I'm now doing research with. Professor Banerjee is making an electromagnetically actuated spine. He is building an animal spine in a lab at Illinois. Even though I work with him every day, this just blows my mind. And that's what I love about U of I. Working in real labs with amazing equipment surrounded by amazing professors, not the corner of my room, makes me learn so much more about my field than just inside my classes. Not only that, but at U of I, my academic interests and my social life don't have to be separate. Once I came to Champaign, I met Ben and Gabe. Ben and Gabe are from Champaign and showed me this amazing place. They also welcomed me with open arms to their family farm just 10 minutes away from campus. Not only do they have 2 extremely cute dogs that remind me of my little guy back home, they also happen to have a huge workshop. And every single weekend, whether it be rummaging through Max's auto recycling for parts or building our next disaster of a project, I spend every single weekend there doing what I love, surrounded by the people I love. Going to UIUC isn't just about showing up at classes. It's about studying what you're passionate about in the most amazing labs from the best professors in the world, surrounded by your soon-to-be lifelong friends. And that's what makes it possible to do anything at U of I. Every day, this university makes me a better student, a better researcher, and a better person. I want to be the best engineer I can possibly be, and I know U of I will get me there. Thank you so much for letting me share my story. Back to you, Alex.
I am so inspired by all that you've already done, Mihir. Now that you're connected to such a major culture of innovation through the U of I can't wait to see what you're going to accomplish next. Cheers, my man. One thing you'll hear over and over again about U of I students is how balanced they are. Christine, a senior you're about to meet over in the business instructional facility, is a perfect example of that. And that's why she chose U of I in the first place. Christine is majoring in marketing with a minor in economics at the Geese College of Business, which was recently ranked the #8 undergraduate business program for public universities. So I'll let Christine take it from here. Please, Christine.
Hi, everyone. As I was applying to schools my senior year of high school, I knew I wanted the whole college experience that would challenge me academically, but also let me explore all of my passions. It was a daunting task trying to find a school that was both the right fit for my major and had theater opportunities for non-majors. But somehow, on a tour of U of I got a chance to fall in love with the business school and discover an amazing musical organization called Illini Student Musicals. We have members who are from engineering, journalism, musical theater, and even business. And we all come together with one goal in mind, to put on musicals. Since I've been part of the organization, we've put on musicals like Mamma Mia and Footloose, where I got to dance my butt off to an audience made up of parents, students, and even the community. Another way to make the school feel smaller is to join a sorority like I did. Between Big Little Reveal, where each new member is given a mentor, living in the house, and recruitment, the traditions and fun never end. I know I've talked a lot about the social part of U of I so far, but this school lets me have the best of both worlds. The Geese College of Business is a nationally ranked program where I'm studying marketing. The mix of creative and analytical courses have inspired me to pursue a major in operations and data. And I'm excited to say I'll be working at Nielsen after graduation. One of the things I'm most proud of was being chosen as a Business 101 section leader my sophomore year. Basically, I get to teach and mentor incoming business students about ethics and professional responsibility. Through the business program, I even got to study abroad in Belgium, which had been a dream of mine since freshman year of high school. My time abroad taught me way more than I'd ever expected, and I became friends with students from all over the world. You really can be fully immersed in your schoolwork and love your major, while also exploring so many more interests in your social life. All of these experiences and activities are the real reason why I love this school. I've gained such a strong education, plus developed great life skills, like meeting people different from me and finding people who love what I love. I know after I graduate, I will always work hard at my career while making time for my passions. And I owe that balance to this university. I think everyone deserves the complete college experience. So figure out what you love to do. Find your people, and never stop shouting ILL. Your turn, Alex.
I am so glad that the U of I has given you such a complete and rewarding college experience, Christine, and thank you for the lesson on how to show my Illini pride too. Cheers. When it comes to school spirit, there's nothing quite like being at a Big Ten university. The atmosphere and energy here on game days is absolutely insane. You can cheer on the teams through the Illini Pride, U of I student fan base. Not only do they organize these huge cheering sections, but they also raise money for charity. If playing sports in college is your goal, there are tons of club teams and intramurals to join on campus, plus the 21 Division I teams. Right now, we're gonna head over to the amazing new Henry Dale and Betty Smith Football Center so you can hear from not one, but two of those Fighting Illini athletes, twins in fact. Sydney and Chase, please take it away.
Alex, I appreciate the introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm Sydney.
And I'm Chase.
And as you couldn't tell, we're identical twins. And we don't make it easy on people by having the same hair, going to the same university, and playing on the same football team. I'm gonna be taking you through the first segment here, Chase, so we'll see you soon. Being part of an NCAA football team has been a dream of mine and my brother since we were 9 years old. Our father played 3 seasons in the CFL, so it's kind of in our blood. As we started having more success in the sport, we noticed to make it to the next level, we had to experience a whole new level of training and competition. The minute I stepped on campus at the University of Illinois, it felt special to me. No other university had what Illinois had to offer. You not only get that Ivy League type of education, but you get to play football in the Big Ten, one of the best in the nation. You get to play and train in amazing facilities. I mean, look at this. We've got the best strength and conditioning, sports med, nutrition, you name it. When we dreamed of playing college football, we knew we'd have a chance at the national stage, playing in front of tens, even hundreds of thousands of fans. There's nothing like that feeling on game day. Walking through the tailgating during the Illini Walk, running out onto the field to the sounds of the fight song from the marching Illini, and of course, celebrating with your team in the locker room after big wins. It will give you chills.
I'll take it from here, Sid.
At Illinois, being part of a team feels more like being a part of one big family. We work so hard together all year long to assure that we are successful on the field. Now, we start with early weight room workouts, long hours of practice, and grueling camp days. But our family is even larger than just a football team. With 21 sports and over 500 student athletes on campus, we go out every single year and fight for Big Ten and national championships so that we can represent that name in our chest, the Fighting Illini. More than half of our sports are ranked in the top 25 every single year nationally. Athletics helps provide passion and spirit for the university, a way for us to all come together and celebrate. We truly believe that football has changed our lives. Because we came to Illinois, we are going to leave with a lifetime of memories, an experience through sport that has taught us the power of leadership, determination, and fighting through adversity. But more than anything, we will receive a degree from one of the best universities in the world. We are going to leave with a unique identity, being a Fighting Illini, one of hundreds of thousands across the globe. And everywhere we go, we will hear, ILL, INI. Back to you, Alex.
You guys, your story is just awesome. Thank you for sharing it, and best of luck next season. Cheers, guys. Let's head over to the Funk Aces Library on the South Quad now to meet Chase, a senior majoring in agricultural and consumer economics. U of I students can choose from over 150 majors, and they're encouraged to carve out their own academic path based on their interests and goals. So you get the benefits of a really big school with lots of options and with individualized attention from professors who know you. Another cool thing about the U of I is that it's a land-grant university, which essentially means that it was founded with the goals of serving society and having true impact. It's in their charter and woven into the academics and research across campus. Chase, please take it away.
Thanks, Alex. What's up, guys? So 40 days. That's the number of excused absences I had my senior year in high school. And it was largely due to my involvement in extracurricular activities. But other days, I spent working on my family's farm. And honestly, if I could choose between sitting in a classroom all day or being outside working with my hands, I would choose work each and every time. That's why when I decided to go to college, I wanted to go somewhere that had a good mixture between classroom and that application-based learning. And U of I has always been known for having a first-class education right here in the state of Illinois. And so I knew that it would challenge me and allow me to find things that I was passionate about to run with it. I'm an agricultural and consumer economics major, concentrating in agribusiness, markets, and management. And I chose ACE because I grew up on a family farm raising hogs, cattle, and row crop, and has always been involved with the business side of the industry. ACE has greatly expanded my basic knowledge of economics and has allowed me to apply it in so many different ways. Plenty of classes in ACE provide that bridge that I was seeking between classroom and real-world situations. U of I's College of Aces is also known for having one of the best career fairs and some of the greatest internship opportunities in the state. Some recruiters visit the U of I and nowhere else due to the amazing pool of qualified individuals that they'll find right here on campus. Obviously, the more hands-on experiences I could get, the better. So the first chance I got my full suit, grabbed my resumes, and hit the career fair. I talked to dozens of recruiters that day and ended up landing a marketing internship with John Deere at their global headquarters in Moline, Illinois. My internship started the summer after my sophomore year, and it felt great, putting those hours of learning into use with a Fortune 100 company. It was hard to leave after that summer, but I was lucky enough to come back the next summer with another marketing internship. This ended up landing me a full-time offer with Deere that I accepted my senior year. After graduation, I'll be working for John Deere in their marketing rep development program. I give credit to the U of I. They took a student who wasn't a big fan of the classroom and gave me opportunities to learn the best way that I can, through real-world experiences and hands-on lessons. If you're like I was my senior year, you might think that college just isn't right for you, but you just gotta find the college that fits you and your learning style. And then from there, you can really go achieve your goals. Back to you, Alex.
Chase, great job. Your story really points to both the fantastic academic possibilities here and the hands-on, real-world opportunities that prepare you to have an impact on the world. Good luck in that great job you landed. Cheers, Chase. Diversity and inclusion are high priorities at the U of I. It's evident in very real ways here. The university has the most students of color among any top-ranked Midwest university, and there are students from over 100 countries and all 50 states represented on campus. You're about to meet Faith, an out-of-state senior who can personally attest to the ways the U of I works to have an open, safe, and inclusive environment. She's not only benefited from this culture of inclusion, but she's also contributed a great deal to it herself. Let's head over to the Follinger Great Hall in Krannert Center for the Performing Arts to hear Faith's story.
Hey everyone! Being a student at the University of Illinois has allowed me to deepen my passions and discover my purpose. I think what makes this university so special is its ability to serve students in a way that honors where you've come from and supports who you're becoming. I'm not the same person that arrived on campus 3.5 years ago. I've personally benefited in so many ways from the U of I's diversity and inclusion efforts. Like the Office of Minority Student Affairs, this amazing resource offers various academic services for students of color, including free private or group tutoring sessions at their location. Each tutor is a current student at the U of I who excels in the course you need help in. Being able to work with another student didn't just help me in my freshman statistics class, but it also gave me a mentor who was invested in my overall success. One of my favorite spots on campus is the beloved Bruce Nesbitt African American Cultural Center, also known as BNAC. BNAC is a place like no other. You can catch up on coursework in one of the many study lounges, cook a meal with some friends in the stainless steel kitchen, record a song in the recording studio, or practice a routine in the dance studio. They host various educational and community building events each semester. There's so much to do at the BNAC and at the other cultural centers, all located on the same block. Being able to have this kind of home away from home didn't just give me the opportunity to immerse myself in my own culture, but it's also where I've made friendships that would last a lifetime. I'm a dance major, and one of the biggest things I was looking for was choosing a school that not only appreciates the arts, but allows me to explore my passions within them. The U of I does exactly that. My freshman year, I was able to help start a registered student organization on campus known as Fine and Applied Arts Black, which I now serve as president. Our goal is to uplift and strengthen the Black arts community on campus through various community building, educational, and networking events. Even if you're not involved in the arts, what's important is that the university supports students who want to start organizations or implement new diversity and inclusion efforts. The U of I encourages its students to invest in their passions even outside of the campus community. The summer of 2019, I moved to New York City and interned with an arts and social justice organization that helps artists of underrepresented communities advance their careers. This experience gave me the incredible opportunity to bring together all of my passions around the arts and helping others. Ultimately, it's inspired me to one day establish my own art center that helps marginalized communities. The U of I has truly allowed me to discover my purpose, and I can't wait to take that into the world and share it with others. Alex, back to you.
Faith, thanks for sharing. I love your sense of purpose and hearing about how you really embraced the opportunities and people on campus during your time here. Thanks again. The University of Illinois is located in the Twin Cities of Urbana and Champaign, which together have a population of around 100,000 people. The term micro-urban does a good job of describing the kind of place this is. It's friendly, affordable, and easy to get around, but it's also a bustling, diverse place which has consistently been named the #1 Midwest food town. There's also a great music scene here in the community and on campus. Mike, the student you're gonna hear from next over in the Illinois Street Dining Center, is really involved in the music scene. When Mike talks about Campus Town and the great community here, he's clearly talking about the people as well as the place. Mike, take it away.
Hey everyone, coming to college was a big transition for me. My first semester was full of new experiences, and honestly, it was a struggle for me to adapt. I had to step out of my comfort zone and find my place. All it took was that first step to realize how amazing the U of I community is. It has so many friendly people with diverse interests. You can join a campus group for everything from water polo to origami. In fact, I even started my own club for solving Rubik's Cubes. The first thing I joined my freshman year was a Shakespearean theater group on campus. I made so many very good friends that way. Now that I'm a senior, I'm renting a house just off campus with 5 of them. It's so great. You'll never get closer to friends than you do by living with them. I'm a business major and generally an entrepreneurial person, so I've met a lot of people through the resources and activities on campus. Last year, I had an app idea and my roommate was on board with helping out. All we needed was engineers. An on-campus startup competition called COZAD was perfect for our search. COZAD brings in experienced entrepreneurs to give students expert advice on starting a business. After we gave our pitch, we found 3 engineers to join the team. We didn't win the competition, but we learned so much about the ins and outs of starting a business. It was a great outlet for finding entrepreneurial people and ideas. I've also met tons of people through the fantastic music scene here. We have Midwest emo, R&B, and many other indie influences, and a wide variety of venues close to campus that bring in great shows. When I first got to campus, I dabbled in music, but I really started working at it when I joined Music for the Masses, an open mic group on campus that hosts bi-weekly open mics at the Illini Union. When I first got on that stage in front of a bunch of people, I was so nervous that I had to sit down during my first song. My legs were shaking that much, but everyone was so encouraging that I came back every 2 weeks. I eventually became a host, and now I'm vice president of the club. After people started hearing my music, I got a job performing weekly at the Illini Union Food Court and Cafe. It's amazing to think about how I started my musical journey being so nervous to go on stage, and now I'm a known artist here on campus. Last semester, I finally released my first album with the help from a friend. I submitted one of the songs to the student radio station WPGU, and the next thing I knew, it was put into the mix. Now it's on rotation for the whole campus to hear. This inspired me to work on an indie folk album, which I hope to release soon. When I think back on my entire U of I experience, one of my favorite memories is from one of my sets here. I was singing Take Me Home Country Roads in front of an audience of students that joined in with me, singing harmony and tapping to the beats. It's a perfect example of how great the students are here. I'm really gonna miss this community after I graduate, but I'll never forget the memories. Back to you, Alex.
Mike, I'm always up for a Country Roads sing-along. Can I also put in a request for Jack Johnson, Pirate of 40? Whatever you do, my man, keep on playing. The world always needs more music. Thanks again. The U of I is a major incubator for entrepreneurship and innovation. They have an entire research park that's home to more than 120 Fortune 500 and startup companies. These top corporations set up offices here in large part because of the university's amazing student talent pool. In fact, more than 800 student interns are employed at Research Park, getting real-world experience right away. Lots of student hackathons and venture competitions take place throughout the year too. The student you're gonna meet next, Mona, has built her very own business by leveraging another cool program called iVenture Accelerator. It supports student entrepreneurs with funding and access to world-class resource and mentors. Let's go over to the reading room at the main library to meet Mona and hear her story.
Thanks, Alex, and hi, everyone. I started my entrepreneurial journey when I was 17 years old. I wanted to create a platform that allows a long-term good to be recirculated once it's done being used. As we encounter new challenges in climate change and pollution, we'll have to redefine the way that we use stuff, such as clothes and household items, rather than treating them with a consume then dispose mentality. One person's trash is another person's treasure, right? I knew I wanted to start a company while getting an engineering degree at a university. When looking at my college options, the University of Illinois stood out the most to me because of its fantastic entrepreneurship resources. So my freshman year, I moved in with an inventory of 500 clothing items. Before I even started class, I was able to find a co-working space in downtown Urbana where I could store my clothes and get to work immediately. My next step was to find teammates. Lots of students are interested in startups, and the U of I offers a lot of networking events and chats where you can easily mingle with professors, students, and researchers. So it wasn't difficult for me to find a group of passionate teammates who had strong marketing and software development skills. Throughout the rest of my freshman year, we participated in many startup competitions. They included COZAD, which is a startup competition that has a $25,000 grand prize, and Illinois Impact Incubator, which helps to support social and environmentally focused startups like us. Over the summer, we also joined the prestigious iVenture Accelerator. iVenture Accelerator supports top student startups at the university. With iVenture's help, we were able to take the company full-time, and KarmaTrade opened its first retail store. The moment when KarmaTrade was no longer a what-if sparked a new energy in me and the company. Now at the end of my sophomore year, we've helped over 100 people rejuvenate their wardrobe instead of going to fast fashion companies. More importantly, we've rescued over 2,000 clothing items from landfill. Running KarmaTrade has been one of the most challenging yet rewarding experiences I've had in life so far. I've learned what it means to be a business owner and team leader while also making a positive environmental impact. And we're just getting started. Our next step is to bring the service online, where you can swap your clothes and shop from your couch. I can't wait to see where things will go from here, and I know the U of I network will be ready and willing to support us along the way. If you have an idea that you want to pursue, the U of I will help you achieve it. Back to you, Alex.
Mona, I can't believe you're only a sophomore. KarmaTrade sounds like an amazing concept, and I look forward to seeing it take off. It sounds like it already has. Bye, Mona. Making sure there aren't barriers for people who want a world-class education is at the heart of the U of I's mission. One big example is Illinois Commitment, a free tuition scholarship for Illinois residents whose families make under a certain amount. What's crazy is that 1/3 of all incoming students have received Illinois Commitment since it launched. And there are other types of scholarships and aid too, which made it possible for Arnaldo, the student you're about to meet, to study here. Once students get here, the university keeps supporting them in all kinds of ways too. Let's head over to the Temple Hoyne Buell Hall on the South Quad to hear Arnaldo tell us about his path to the U of I and how he's helping others as well. Take it away, Arnaldo.
Thanks, Alex. So, when I was in high school, I never imagined moving out for college. Growing up in Aurora, Illinois, I never really heard of many people leaving town to go to school. And as a first-generation student, it wasn't really an option that I considered until halfway through high school. At the time, I figured the best course of action for me was to stay home and go to community college instead, even though I knew I had the grades to get into a great university like U of I. I decided to apply for fun. When I finally did get accepted, I was proud of myself, but the moment was bittersweet. At the time, I hadn't yet received any financial aid. I figured there could be no way I could afford to attend U of I without taking out a loan, even though I knew it was the perfect university for me. Fast forward to decision day, when I impulsively decided to accept my offer in the hopes that I'd receive a good enough award. When I finally did get my award letter, lo and behold, I had gotten a full ride. I was elated. I couldn't help but think of how fortunate I was to have received such a generous gift from my #1 pick, and I knew that I had to make the most of my time here on campus. During my freshman year, I decided to run for student government. I was elected as a senator and would spend my sophomore year representing the students in my college, the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. I knew this was the perfect moment to bring about change. And so my student government colleagues and I, along with other student organizations on campus, decided to create a new scholarship dedicated to students who don't qualify for federal financial aid. We all knew the importance of attending a higher education institution like U of I. And we all knew the barriers that these communities had to face just to get here. We worked throughout my sophomore year to get the scholarship approved. I was then named the scholarships director, tasked with the responsibility of implementing the scholarship successfully. I couldn't help but feel slightly emotional when the first scholarships were officially launched and posted on the students' accounts. I knew exactly how those students would feel because I had experienced that moment of bliss myself. I was happy to pay it forward and give hope to students who may not have otherwise had the opportunity to attend U of I. A group of alumni, all focused on the same goal, brought about this fantastic change on campus. And this commitment by students for students is what makes U of I a place for everyone. Back to you, Alex.
That's such a great story, Arnaldo. I love that you're paying it forward and giving others the opportunity to become part of the U of I family too. Take care. At the end of the day, students like Mackenzie, who you're gonna meet next, want a school that can help them achieve their goals and reach their dreams. U of I students are highly recruited by top companies across the US and around the world. Check out these numbers. 9,700 unique employers, including 86 Fortune 100 companies, recruited U of I students last year. There's also a huge network of more than 475,000 alumni that students have access to. Mackenzie, who's a senior, has taken advantage of so many of these opportunities available here. Let's go over to Siebel Center for Computer Science to meet her.
Thanks, Alex. So I'm gonna be honest with you all. I felt really nervous the summer leading up to college. I was having trouble picturing myself succeeding in computer science because some people tried to tell me that I only got into a top CS school because of my gender. But it only took a few days on campus to make me realize I deserved to be here. There was a Women in Engineering orientation on campus a few days before classes started. I was able to meet other engineering students, get advice from upperclassmen, and get introduced to the resources on campus. This was super helpful for me because I got to meet so many other passionate students and get hands-on experience before classes even started. In the spring semester of my freshman year, my friends and I participated in Hack Illinois, a hackathon where students tackle interesting challenges provided by different organizations. One of the challenges was taking a set of data about Champaign-Urbana and doing whatever we wanted with it. I talked to city officials during the hackathon about how the geography of the Midwest leads to infrastructure problems when it rains or snows. Our team decided to build a community tool that could be used by residents to easily and effectively report issues like flooding in their neighborhoods. We ended up winning an award as freshmen and got to continue our research in a tech innovation lab here on campus. Now I'm a senior and I cannot believe how many opportunities I've had to prepare me for the real world. It's insane how many companies and professionals I've gotten to talk to through career fairs and tech meetups. The university has also helped me connect with some amazing recruiters. I ended up being a software engineering intern at Facebook and Microsoft over the past few summers. These internships have been so valuable for my professional journey. I've gotten to contribute to products that millions of people use every single day, and I was able to find out that I was definitely on the right career path. The best part is that all these experiences have led to a full-time job offer at Microsoft. After graduation, I'll be moving to Seattle as a product manager, and I couldn't be more excited. It's almost hard to believe that when I started my major 4 years ago, I felt a little lost. But there are so many different paths you can take here to help you grow and gain confidence, which is one of the many things I love most about UIUC. I've been able to explore so many different social impact spaces during my time here, and I know I'm set up to make a meaningful impact in the future. Back to you, Alex.
Mackenzie, thanks for keeping it real as you shared your story. That's one of the best things about college. By the time you graduate, you've come so far. You're just not the same person as you were when you moved into your dorm your freshman year. Thanks again, Mackenzie. Well, that was absolutely incredible. I want to thank each and every one of the amazing U of I students for taking the time to share their personal stories, giving you a true insight into what this incredible university is all about. What an impressive episode. Okay, everyone, that's it from me, but please stand by as Chancellor Robert Jones is going to wrap up this episode. Take care, everyone. Hope to see you on campus real soon.
Hi, everyone. I am Chancellor Robert Jones, and I couldn't be more proud of the 11 outstanding students who just shared their stories. As Chancellor, I never get tired of watching our students arrive on campus. They each come with their own inner spark, they have a determination to reach their full potential, and they have the power to make their mark on the world. Our job is to help unleash that power by teaching them, supporting them, and inspiring them every step of the way. I hope to see you one day at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, so you can experience the power of I for yourself.